Hey MVPs, twsloaa here. As we all know, May 28th is inching ever closer, and that means that the launch of MultiVersus is less than 70 days away as of recording this video. And something I've seen brought up a lot in a lot of comment sections is they haven't announced a single new character for this relaunch. Some people are even starting to believe that there won't be characters in the relaunch. So I wanted to take today to talk about which characters I think will be joining before launch, how they're going to be announced, in what order they're going to be announced, and why they would be put in first. Now, quick disclaimer, I am not an insider. I do not know what Player First Games is planning, so this is all purely speculation based off my own ideas, my own concepts, but I do think it's something that I could see them doing in the future. Just another quick warning, I will be using data mined content in this video. Now, tons of characters have been data mined for this game, more than I think we'll ever get in the roster, but I do think that some of these data mines are helpful when deciding which characters will make it in, which characters won't, and we can kind of judge how far along some characters have been, considering how long they've been data mined for the game. So if you consider that a spoiler, I suggest you click off now, but before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. I want to know, which character do you want to see announced first for MultiVersus, and why do you think they would make a good first impression? So with that, let's get on to the video. Given that this will be their first character announcement in over a year for MultiVersus, I think this character is really going to need to blow people away. I think it's going to have to be a fan favorite. I think it's going to need to be someone who has a ton of requests, but I also don't think it's going to be their biggest play. I think they're going to save their bigger announcements closer to when the game actually launches. That's going to help them build social media traction. That's going to get people excited for the relaunch. So I don't think they're going to lead with someone like Ben 10 or Walter White. Those are heavily requested characters. In fact, they're the two most heavily requested characters, but I think they aren't going to be front running it because they are just too big of an announcement. I think they're going to save them closer to launch so that they have the biggest impact. I think what they need is a character from an already existing series, or a series that is so closely associated with Warner Bros. That it isn't a huge surprise that they made it in. I think they also need character that has already had work done on them or has been data mined, as I think the earlier they started, the sooner they'll release. And I think they just need a character with a huge fan base that would get a lot of people excited and on board with this MultiVersus relaunch. I also think there are three characters that meet these exact criteria, and I'm going to be discussing why one of them stands out to me the most, and I also want to know which one of these three stands out to you the most. So let's get right into it with our first character, Godzilla. That's right, King of the Monsters. He would obviously be another big character like the Iron Giant. Speaking of large, he's got a huge following. There are multiple Twitter accounts dedicated to rooting for him to get in the game. He's got a film coming out. Granted, it's a crossover film with King Kong. Why do I think they'd go with Godzilla over King Kong? Well, personally speaking, I just think Godzilla has the larger presence in the MultiVersus community. Maybe I'm misreading it. I'd be happy if you'd prefer King Kong. You could easily slot King Kong in here. But I think moveset potential wise, Godzilla just has a lot more to offer. I also think he's just simply more popular. Now, the odds of Godzilla actually getting in are considerably high right now. We have a big Warner Bros. Godzilla x Kong movie releasing soon, and they could easily tie that into an announcement. I could easily see them doing a trailer for MultiVersus that plays off that joke that he's fighting King Kong, but replacing him with a character from MultiVersus. Maybe Iron Giant, maybe someone else his size, who knows. But I think that he could easily slot in here and be the first character to usher in this new era of MultiVersus. He'd be someone extremely different, and someone from a new franchise, who would obviously be exciting, but it wouldn't be too out of left field. It wouldn't be like a Walter White, per se, where people weren't expecting him. I feel a lot of people are already expecting Godzilla, and it's just a matter of waiting for it to happen. So slotting him in right here as the first character announced would be great. Now, Godzilla would be awesome, but I think there are two characters that currently outclass him in terms of likelihood to be the first one announced. They're closer to the Warner Bros. Brand, and they're also more popular requests, in my experience. The first one up is, of course, the Looney Tunes character Daffy Duck. Now, when the game launched, I kind of forgot Daffy Duck wasn't in it at first. It seems crazy that we've had characters like Tasmanian Devil and Martian the Marvin, Marvin the Martian, but not Daffy Duck. He's the most iconic Looney Tunes outside of Bugs Bunny, and for a game that has a lot of emphasis on duos and teamwork, it's kind of crazy that Warner's most iconic comedic duo aren't in the game yet. I definitely think Daffy will be on relaunch. I think that's not even up for debate. He's been data mined so many times. He's been requested so heavily. I would be stunned if he was not in the relaunch. But the question today is, will he be the first character announced for a relaunch? That is up in the air. We do have a Looney Tunes movie focusing on Daffy Duck releasing soon later this year, but it will be after MultiVersus launches. So it might play into effect if they launch a trailer for it sometime in, say, April. They could squeeze Daffy Duck in there. But I also don't know if he's an exciting enough character to put up front like this. He doesn't really set the tone, you know? I think a lot of people kind of just assume he'll be in it. It's not like it's a huge reveal or anything. So because of that, I can't say confidently that I think Daffy Duck will certainly make a great choice, but he's sort of the obvious choice, and I'd be remiss if I didn't at least mention him in this video. We have one character left, and he's the one that I am most confident in leading the charge for this new era of multiverses. I believe that on April 1st, the Joker will be announced for multiverses. It's just too perfect. It's the start of a new month, and it's also April Fool's Day. And what better character to lead with on April Fool's Day than the Joker? Now, he's been data mined time and time and again. We have almost no villains in multiverses, and the Joker is potentially Warner Bros., if not the world's most iconic villain. So putting him in the game would be a no-brainer. His moveset would be amazing, and his duo with Harley Quinn or Batman or anyone else would be awesome. Now, why do we think they're going to lead with him? Well, he's a character from an existing franchise, but he isn't super obvious like Daffy Duck. I feel like people would want the Joker, but they're not really expecting the Joker due to the lack of villainy at the time. I also think it's important to note that we are getting a Joker sequel very soon. It's still ways out, and I don't think that we're even going to get a trailer anytime soon. But if they do add the Joker, then they could add a Joaquin Phoenix costume for the Joker, on top of many different costumes from many different appearances over the year. I think it would be a shoo-in for multiverses, and I think he could do a lot of good as the first character announced for the game. Now, at the end of the day, do I think an April 1st reveal is possible? Yes, I do. And I do think the Joker would be a perfect reveal for that, as he's comedic and he's silly, but they're not going to trick people into thinking that it's a prank. If they were to announce someone like Emmett from the Lego movie or Ted Lasso, both characters have also been data mined, people could think that it's a prank, it's a joke, and we don't want to make people think that adding new content to the game is fake content or a joke. We want them to believe it's real, and obviously I think leading with the Joker, who fits that theme well, but is also real enough to be like, yeah, that's a real character, would be the best move. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments below who you want to see announced for multiverses first, when you think they're going to be announced for multiverses, and what do you think the general reaction to that character is going to be. I had a lot of fun making this video. I had a lot of fun thinking of characters, and if you've seen my recent community post, you know the next video coming out is going to be the 3 characters that I want to see from multiverses most. So be on the lookout for that video, and I will see you guys in the multiverse. Hey guys, thanks again for sticking around for the credits. I just wanted to say thanks again for getting the last video, the multiverse source material ranking video, over 70 views. That is the most views I have on any video on my channel. It is insane. My channel is now at 10 subscribers within the first week. That is something that I never expected to do. So if you are one of the few who subscribed, if you left a comment, if you liked the video, I just want to say thank you very much, and that there is way more content on the way. And with that, I will see you guys soon with another video.